Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Skóra, also known as Islands in Front, and today we'll be watching no ordinary game analysis. It was a game I played towards my way to Top8 Challenge Top 8, and it's the mirror match. In the context of the mirror match, I am kind of well equipped. I have 3 snaps as removal, although no hard removal. I have a couple of flash threats, actually 4 ill voice, 3 intruders, and I do have 2 dispels, which are lacking, but most soft or like cheaper mission is. And then in the sideboard, I've got 4 Binder Monsters and a Brine Barrow Intruder. So let's take a look at this game 1 we played. Now, this is the list I also used for my in-depth guide for fairies. So if you'd like to see my plans for every matchup, basically, hands to keep and stuff is all here. Now, let's get into it. So let's look at the hand I kept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mulled to 6, but I kept 1 drop. I didn't know it was the mirror. It's just game 1. I'm on the play, and I kept 1 drop with the ninja. I've got off one mind to work with both of these, and then a counter spell. Very, very respectable hand, especially on the play. Now, we'll be watching a bit. Actually, I'll increase the speed because I was playing it here like real time. So some decisions actually took quite some time. So let's up the speed. My opponent plays Fairy Seer, so I see is the mirror match. And the first question will be whether I attack or not. So, not attacking, I think, wouldn't be a good proposition, because not attacking doesn't progress my game plan because I have nothing really better to do otherwise. If I don't attack and they just pass back, they might attack me, at which point now I am put in this awkward position. And if I don't block, then I get ninja and counterspell doesn't do anything. If I block, I might get blown out by intruder. Of course, they could think I'm representing something, so it's never that easy. But I decided I'd rather block and also attack. And also, if they don't block, I get a ninja in. Awesome. If they block, they don't have anything on the board, so actually maybe I can convert the counterspell, which is in general bad in the matchup. It's bad in the matchup. You cut like 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how much you have to put in. And so, because of all these reasons, I attack. And yes, you have to consider all these reasons because of the intricacies of the mirror match. I attack and then draw an intruder, which is of course insane. My opponent makes a second land drop, plays main deck Binder Monster, and I'm like, no, oh come on, really? Ugh. Okay. So they bind my ninja, they play their own fairy, and they just attack in. So thankfully there is no ninja. Thankfully I've got numerous creatures, but I have to do something with them. Now, there is a blind spot, typically in paper, so I want to draw your attention to it. Creatures that are bound a monster, again, typically in paper, you just put them aside, right? Because it's removed. But remember, if it's a fairy, it counts to the fairy count. If it's a ninja, it counts to the off one mind. It's very easy to miss, especially in like very dynamic and especially stressful games. It has actually happened to me that my friend in trios told me, well, count for the fairy count. I'm like, oh, right, yeah. So in this spot, I'm taking advantage of this, and I play Fairy Seer and then off one mind. So I see Dispel and Fairy Seer. Dispel is bad in the matchup. Fairy Seer is another 1-drop, and I've got plenty of 1-drops. The most important cards in the matchup are typically ninjas and spell starter specifically, on top of course, just 1-drops. And I have everything that's not ninja and spell starters. I'm looking for these. So it's double bottom from me, and then I fire off the off one mind, and unfortunately I draw a couple of lands. And then the question is, what do you do now? Now, the mirror match revolves completely around spell starters, right? So if I play a land and pass, I actually don't have the trick of intruder available because they just lose to spell starter. Now, you have to remember, spell starter is the game changer in the matchup. It's insanely good. You don't want to put yourself into positions when you get blown out by it, unless you have to. And you want to put yourself in positions when you blow out your opponent with it, right? And I'm playing with this in mind constantly. So because of that, if I want to pass, it will be with no intention to have intruder. Now, I'm also counting now whether the tap will be irrelevant. I decided to put Strix in play because my hand isn't very proactive, and I can pass, let's say, with a counter spell and always have the loot available. Now, it's a play you make because you have to, but it's not really a good position for me. If they attack in, I don't block. I'm not a player who makes the opponent have it when it comes to intruder. And now that depends on the particular person, how they play matchups. I don't. Okay, I don't make them have it if I don't have to. They play the ninja. Unfortunately for me, my hand is pretty bad. They'll probably follow up with another 1-drop or even off one mind. Wow, that's good. So we are in a pretty bad position. Now, we do have spell starter sprite. And now I'm thinking, do I attack? Do I block? And now I pass with the intention to double block the ninja because I have intruder up. Yeah, so as I was saying, the intention is to double block the ninja. Now, there are some issues because they made their 4th land drop. So technically speaking, if I double block, and if I intruder, now I am the one who tapped first. 4 mana means double counter. So if they counter intruder, I counter back, they counter back, I've lost the fight. Now, it doesn't have to be that bad because I actually trade it. But if these cards they play are spell starter or spell starters, I am really behind. So now, if I double block here and pass priority and they play intruder on me, then I am the one double spelling and countering them and putting my spell starter on board. So if I am accepting the double block, it means I cannot blink, and it means I have to just accept the way it's going to play out, and I will lose both creatures. Again, not a good position to be in the first place, but sometimes that happens. And I'm calculating stuff right now because maybe I'm thinking, well, can I actually maybe intruder? Maybe I should loot with Strix. Although turn 5, I've got land intruder sprite Strix, sprite counterspell. So I'm calculating and thinking whether maybe I should change my mind. Maybe I should have attacked actually, taken the damage, and next turn start with intruder. But then they also get the 5th land, and it's the same spot kind of because I intruder with double counter, but they can also intruder with double counter. So doesn't really help. So I just go for the trade. And let's see what they do. And they just pass. Now, they've got better board. They have a creature I don't. And they're up 2 cards. Up 1 because I'm taking the draw step. So it's not particularly great, but we're playing. I make my land drop and I pass. I've got 3 counters, but I can't play them all. I can play my 1-drop though. So that's actually a key thing to remember. You can have as many counters as the pairs of islands you have, right? Because there's no like Stern Scolding in the format. And so, even if they make their 5th land drop, they still cannot have double counter. So I decide that because, like, if we're thinking about play patterns, if I top deck an island, holding triple counter is pretty cool. But not having a creature on board is weird. And until I like, this is the only spot where I can reasonably flash an intruder, I think, because it's pretty clean. I play intruder, and now if I draw another 1-drop, I can deploy that, have double counter. If I don't, and I top deck a land, which isn't good, but if I do, I have triple counter. So I think this is a reasonable spot to play intruder. Now, even though that's my logic right now, and I think all that was also my logic back then, for some reason I opted not to do that, which surprises me, I guess. But this is a very good situation to look at analyses of your own games, because right now I would literally do it differently than myself yesterday, which is pretty funny. So now they make a 5th land and they start with Theresia, and I'm thinking, well, do I counter? And again, I can't really counter this because they've got 4 mana. So they did the thing I think I should have done, right? So 5th mana, 1 mana is 1-drop and then double counter. So I'm like, ugh. Okay, let's see if they ninja, because I want to see if they tap low. They don't. So I think now do I change my mind right now about the 1-drop? Let's see. Let us see if I change my mind, but I'm clearly thinking, also remember it's double X. So I'm thinking like for like a solid half a minute or a minute about whether to play the creature, and I do. So again, I wish I'd played it before. Okay, too bad, but I'm in a similar spot. Let's do it. Now remember, if they play spell stutter, my sprite can't counter their spell stutter. And they spell stutter actually. So I go counter spell. And they go spell stutter. And this is such a key moment for this game. Because my opponent, I think you can clearly see, has been ahead the whole game, right? They had more cards because they off-one-minded, they hit me with the ninja, they've got more creatures on the battlefield, they keep making land drops. I was behind. I didn't like my position. And I think that was clear. Nobody would take my position here. But this is the moment, because they wasted double sprite, which means they cannot have them, like, from this position they can only have two more. I can still have 4. And I have the advantage now untapping. This is insane. So I do this, I actually draw spell stutter, but I say, okay, I'm attacking, let's take the initiative back. Bam, trigger, I draw a creature, I play a creature, which is perfectly a 1-drop fairy, and I pass back. Now, you have to still be careful with spell stuttering, because I still don't want to be countered back, right? Now, the likelihood of them having spell stutter kind of decreases, because they've already played 2. But we will see. But now, I completely flipped the script. I flipped it, right? Now, they have to be the one reacting to my gameplay. They know I have Intruder, but now I have 5 mana. So now they have 4. So when I attack them on my turn, I have Intruder, double stutter, which they cannot fight against with just 4 mana. Because again, as we said, they can only have 2 counters max. Or maybe like a counter double Intruder, maybe that would be a thing. So I say, okay, let's go to attacks. Now, I have the decision to attack with both or not. Attacking with both is an option. Now, if they double block, I kind of want them to double block my ninja. And then if I actually tried Miscreant, if they say, okay, block C with Miscreant, they force me to do the Intruder play, saving Miscreant, because I cannot afford not to have spell stutter for 2, I think. But I don't think I have to do this. And I don't think one damage is necessarily worth it. So I just say, okay, let's not do this. Let's fire off spell stutter, because if they stutter me back, I stutter them. So I win the stutter exchange, and I'm the one with stutters on board, which is key. Very, very key. So let's see how that develops. They're thinking, actually you can see the clock's real time there. They counterspell, I snap off the spell stutter, and if both resolve, it's an insane position to me. Now they could play another Intruder, but that's whatever, because I've got my own Intruder, so my creature doesn't really die. Well, unless they actually just triple blocked. But they don't. I draw. Bam. Great hand. Pass the turn. They're actually on 2 cards now. Worst board position. And see how everything completely flipped because of the, I would say, wrong spot to go for it for the opponent. Even though I think I also misplayed not going for it the previous turn. Late, I think opponent blinked and went all in to interact with me. Even though I had that play available, right? Now I see they snap my ninja with 3 creatures on the board. I'm like, sure, that's not a problem. And I'm in a similar spot of thinking how to attack, because hypothetically, I could attack all in, and they have 3 blockers. And I'm now thinking, wait, what if I split attack? What if I don't attack? What if I attack all? And actually, the first thought was attack all. And I'm like, nah, think. Attack all, actually. Because split attacking doesn't accomplish much. I was thinking, if I attack all, and we trade off, they don't have spell stutter for 2, right? So I could even hardcast hacker, big ninja, or small ninja. Or I could have like a trick with 1 drop, bounce your spell stutter on the stack so your fake count is smaller. And if they, so basically, if we trade off, I'm fine. If we don't trade off, I have ninjas and I bury them further. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm so ahead, I can afford to think what the best combination for them is. And I think the best combination could be something like, spell stutter Intruder, right? when you're far enough ahead, you can think, okay, what's the best combination? The nuts. Again, you think, okay, can I beat the nuts? If you can try to do that. So there is no combination you lose to, right? And then if you can't, you go, let's say, a bit lower. Okay, so I cannot beat this and this, but I can beat just this, right? So all these thoughts are going through my head, but I decide that if they have intruder spell starter, we can actually play this out. I attack all, they attack all. I pass priority because I'm fine trading all. They fire off intruder. I can even like snap on my spell starter. They spell starter that snap. Then I play my own intruder. We trade off a bunch. And I have even more creatures backup, so it's not that bad. Even if they have that combination. If they have anything worse than that, I think I'm fine. But as you can see, because again, the time is still ticking, right? I'm thinking through all these options. Because it's not easy. So let's actually fast forward a little bit. Oh, even more. Wow. Oh, I took my time, actually. I took my time to think about this. And I just pass priority. I don't even fire off the intruder. So then I slam Harker, because I know it can resolve through spell starter. They go end step snap. And I'm like, okay, so now even if you have spell starter, you don't have access to it now. I'll just slam double creature. Because the most important thing in the mirror is to have both presence. Now, this is my hand. They play Miscreant Pass. I'm like, sure, attack you. Do you even want to block? They don't block. I'm like, well, if you don't block, then I'll be very, very happy to double ninja you. And this is basically the end of the game. So I think it's a very, very interesting case of even myself kind of making... this is where I clicked through ninjas. And I was like, no. I literally clicked through the ninja. So I'm like, okay, let's just hardcast it. I cannot hardcast Hacker because of now spell starter for 2. So I think I slam Big Ninja now. But I literally clicked through because I was like excited that it's going to happen. But coming back, even though I made some mistakes that I wasn't happy about, especially the timing on that intruder flash and the double block thing, I won this eventual exchange on this one key end step. And this is basically like chess, where one key mistake can throw the whole game away, even though you're advantaged. And in this case, I was the disadvantaged one who made the beneficial exchange and ran away with the game. So yeah, so this is the mirror match. I think it was pretty exciting. It was also kind of difficult to play at the moment, because whenever you're behind, it kind of gets to you, and I was behind for most of the game 1, especially with the Binder monster. But yeah, I played that until the end, and I got that favorable exchange. So this is the mirror. This is the mirror I played towards the top 8 of the challenge. And if you want to read more my thoughts on the mirror specifically or anything else, you can visit my guide here. And yeah, as always, please remember to hold my hand. And let's pass the turn together. And I will see you next time. Cheers. Boom.